Okay, welcome to the wonderful world of marketing. I'm your host, Grad Con, as always. Today we're going to talk about zombies. It's funny, this gets tired really quickly, doesn't it? Randy doesn't like it. He wants me to stop right now. Makes me want to do it more. Now I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop now. Okay. This would be a good way to get a lot of zombies to chase you. This would be a bad thing to do in a zombie apocalypse. Because that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about The Walking Dead. So I actually think that The Walking Dead is a fascinating example of marketing and customer insights. It's kind of a rich vein, and I know that Randy's excited about editing this because he'll be able to edit lots of zombie shots in, and by the way, Randy, you've got free reign to get as gross as you want. So why would a marketer think that zombies were cool or that The Walking Dead's a great example of marketing? Why is this show so popular? And why is it the #1 show on TV? And why would it be literally inconceivable a decade ago that a very graphic show about killing zombies and seeing people's faces get eaten off their bodies, okay, with blood spraying everywhere, could be the #1 show on TV? I actually am a huge fan of the zombie genre. I'm not sure if I've seen every single zombie movie ever made, but I've seen every single zombie movie that I can buy. So I'd say I've described myself as a connoisseur of the macabre, and I love it. And why do I love it so much? There's an insight in here about why it's appealing to see a show like this, because I am confident that in the event of a zombie apocalypse, I would totally make it. Why do I think I would survive? And I think there's part of what happens in these shows is that they have a great common tendency to always take the ordinary people and make them extraordinary heroes in the zombie apocalypse. And sometimes they're policemen and people in positions of authority, but they're rarely the president of the United States. Okay, so another great zombie movie is Dawn of the Dead from 2004. And that movie is interesting because the lead male protagonist in that movie is a former Best Buy employee. And there's something very cool about ordinary people being thrown into extraordinary circumstances. And I think inside that is a really deep customer insight. And what's going on there is there's a kind of core fundamental marketing principle, which is I am always the hero of my own life. Products that are able to make people feel like heroes in their own lives can become very powerful and very successful products. And I think that's one of the greatest things about computers and everything that's happening in the computing industry. With a computer, I can now become the hero of my own life, either by putting out a great post on Twitter or creating a great blog post or creating a video on YouTube. I start to become my own hero because as you're watching it unfold for these characters, you're replaying the scenes yourself, wondering how you would have reacted to it. The sort of second kind of insight for me, and the reason why I think it's fascinating, this show like The Walking Dead has become so popular, for me it's a comment on how people are feeling about life today. The original Night of the Living Dead that George Romero filmed, and it was an America that was a more terrified America, right? So it was an America that was living under the shadow of nuclear war. It was an America living under the shadow of Soviet dominance. And Night of the Living Dead sort of brought those fears to life and personified them in the shape of zombies. If you fast forward to today, Night of the Living Dead, as classic a movie as it is, isn't particularly interesting because it's just a house full of people that eventually all get eaten by zombies. And it's like, it's not very much fun because it was a horror movie. And what you really see in zombie movies and in Walking Dead today is it's an adventure movie. But the adventure occurs in a dystopian future where all the modern conveniences we have are gone. So why would people fantasize about that? Why would people want to put themselves into a fantasy mode where they're living in a dystopian future without any light or heat or power, surviving on the run while living dead effectively chase them around and try to eat them? I think it's a comment on how people are feeling today. There is a sense of, I am completely overwhelmed and I've got family obligations, work obligations, societal obligations, community obligations. I am barely getting through my day. I'm barely getting through my week. Suddenly, zombie apocalypse doesn't look so bad. And there is something compelling in there that for a marketer should resonate. So as a marketer, we're always thinking, what is the mindset of my target? How is my target thinking right now? What are they looking for? And so if The Walking Dead is an indication of what's going on in people's heads, the marketing implication is people are looking for things that make their lives easier. People are looking for things that make life peaceful again. They're looking for things that take them back to a time when it was less complicated. I think there's interesting implications for travel destinations, interesting implications for technology, and I think really interesting implications for how we interact on a day-to-day basis with the objects in our life. And we're seeing that return of that sort of modernist design, that sort of Bauhaus style, and what they're doing at Apple and what other companies are starting to do is tie into the fact that people are feeling overwhelmed. People are feeling like, I would rather live in a world where zombies rule the planet than the day I have ahead of me, and try to find products that help people feel like they can create order out of that chaos. So that's some thinking about The Walking Dead, zombies, and a whole bunch of really cool shots of brains being exploded through the course of this video that Randy's had some fun with. And I want to thank you for joining us today on the wonderful world of marketing, and I'll see you next time.